Why didn't you let the meeting before? Hello, hello, people. This is Kenny with Just the Right Angle. About to start a live stream on here. I'm about to start on Facebook live stream. You can follow me at Just the Right Angle on Podbeam, where I do updates on events that matter to you. I'm going to try to do this on Wednesday. Noon may be the best. Noon may not be the best time. Oops, that's my That's my stream key from Facebook. Right now. I'm on Facebook. Kenny Wallace. I've had some problems with Facebook on Just the Right Angle as well as YouTube, so I'm having to work on that. A few things that are going on. First and foremost, probably the biggest news I want to talk about is the AFP Day of Action. Americans for Prosperity Arkansas is going to have a day of action on Thursday. If you type in Americans for Prosperity Arkansas, it should be on their page. If you're on Facebook, you can see where I'm showing this. And I'll constantly be adding items like login, some of my login information. But you visit their action center and it'll talk more details about this. But tonight they're going to have a meeting at a hotel. They're going to have a dinner and training session. Tomorrow they are going to have a day of action at the Arkansas State Capitol, starting with a big rally at 10 a.m. And then they're going to be talking to various legislators. Of course, now that I need this to show up, it decides to buffer. But let me see if I can add some information here. Americans for Prosperity has been fighting mainly for what we call economic issues, but of course a large part of that is the education industry. Public education in the state of Arkansas, as well as the United States in general, has been an abysmal failure. Of course, it was the public education system as we know today was created by John Dewey, a socialist who modeled his system after the communist Russia area that he visited. And sorry, but my system is buffering. So you can check out Americans for Prosperity Arkansas on their Facebook page. They'll have information on this and other issues. But basically, big rally at the Arkansas State Capitol. Supposed to be a lot of people there. Sorry, let me get rid of the crappy ads here. This is if you, by the way, to get rid of the crappy ads, you can at least reduce some of them. Although I don't know how much this actually helps, because usually after I do this, it shows up. As you can see, I'm now on my Facebook page. I am actually doing a live stream on my Facebook, and of course showing what I'm actually broadcasting. Let me cut off speaker here because I need to get the link for this so I can share it with others. And of course, the public education system has, as I mentioned before, has been a absolute abysmal failure. No, I don't want that. And of course, in addition to the system that was set up to fail, it has also been a failure due to the fact that most people don't keep up with what's going on. They just send their kids to school and go about their way. Sorry folks, I needed a little more time to set this up. And so there's been a lot of efforts to reform the education system. They've been fought by Democrats as well as some what we call rhino Republicans. These are Republicans in name only who hold, who care more about special interests and donors than actually the donor class, than actually, helping to reduce the size and scope of government. And that's one of many fights that's going on in the Arkansas Legislature. If you want to see what's going on in the Arkansas Legislature, of course, the Arkansas Legislative website is an excellent place to go. Hey, Bruna, on podcast. Arkansas Legislature has bills that are available, that are up for to be voted on. Best way to look for bills is go to bills and then advanced search. Sorry you can't see this on my Facebook live stream. You can go to search bills, you click 94th General Assembly, which is the one we're in, and let's say you want to search on an issue like, say, education, and you'll get all kinds of bills relating to education. Appropriation bills are being done for education, and some of them may not be specifically education, but it will deal with like schools or licensing. Or if you know the actual name of a bill, you can type it in, like in, for instance, SB 43, which is a bill that I'm interested in seeing. It's a bill to classify a drag performance as an adult-oriented business and to add additional location restrictions to adult-oriented businesses. This basically bans kids from attending these perverted pedophile grooming events. Eu quiero emprego. I don't know what that means, Bruna. Sorry about that. I do get people from around the world, so that's okay. Feel free to share this with anybody. According to the calendar for the Arkansas legislative session, this is actually up for a hearing tomorrow in room 272 upon adjournment of the Senate. Now, if you want to see what's going on, you just go back to the main website and you can see that the Senate is scheduled, let's see, that's for Wednesday. This says the call of the chair, so it doesn't show when the Senate's hearing. Usually they meet at 1. So I'm a little confused. It actually is a little confusing as to when this is actually going to take place. Here, let me post my links in here. Give me just a second. I need to... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I need to take down this. The fight regarding this issue has been going on for a long time as well. The efforts to stop sexualizing our children was fought in the last legislative session. We passed a bill to ban the abuse and mutilation of children via what they call transitional surgery, which can be done either chemically or with surgery. And we passed the bill. The former governor of Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson, vetoed it on behest of Tyson Foods and Walmart and the other globalists who want to pervert our children. And then Arkansas legislators got together and fought for that and said, no, we're sick and tired of this kind of behavior. And so we went ahead and overrode his veto, but sadly the court system, both on a state and federal level, is now blocking us from being able to, blocking the state of Arkansas from banning this evil practice known as transitional therapy or surgery, whatever they call it. But anyway, another part of this fight's going to happen. This is Thursday, 19th from 272. This is the Senate Committee on City Council and Local Affairs, and it's SB 43. It is a bill that would ban this type of agenda. I don't know if there is a House version. Usually, because there was a lady named Mary Bentley who did a version of this in the House. Let me see if I can find Representative Mary Bentley, SB 43. This is the kind of stuff you need to look at. While I'm trying to look that up, there was also usually there's a House bill, so I believe she's on the House. I thought I had that town hall interview and now I can't find it. Of course, the media wants to claim that it's a loss of their rights. And notice, if you type this bill in, and you search for it, even on DuckDuckGo, which is an alternative to Google, most of the mainstream media will start and lead with the leftist point of view. Arkansas Times calls this bullying of trans Arkansas. It's not bullying. But here you have Mary Bentley, who is a state representative. This is a Republican, and this is a Republican bill being filed in the Senate. So I don't know where the state version of this, the representative version of this bill, when it's being. No, I appreciate it, Bruno, but I'm kind of just doing a quick update on the Arkansas legislature. Thank you for the likes. Feel free to share. Let me see if I can message myself this information. I need to message myself my Facebook live stream link so you can see me. Nope, that's not it. But in any event, when you research these bills, you can, of course, if there's something that you like, you can share it with others. If you, of course, you don't like it, you can say no. You can contact legislatures and tell other people to state your opposition to this legislation. I'm also sharing my broadcast on Podbean. And since this is the day of action going on with the education thing, you could do both events. You could go to one event, you could go to the rally, do some lobbying regarding the state legislature. You can also, afterwards, go see what goes on with this piece of legislation. So now I'm going to put my Facebook live stream here so you can see me if you want to follow along and see what I'm talking about. I really like to get both of these together, but I don't see how I could do that. The Podbean, well, I can share, wait a minute, I can go to Facebook on here. Also, just to let you know, there'll probably be a lot of people that are opposed to this bill at the Capitol tomorrow, and they are, well, of course, it's the drag queen industry, and these, by default, they have a mental illness. If you're part of that, you at that community, you do have a mental illness. There's no way around it. That's why oftentimes they commit suicide and commit acts of violence toward each other. It's because it's a perverted lifestyle, and there's no way around that. It's really wet today, but hopefully by tomorrow it'll be nice, okay weather. This will be good for the rally. I needed a little more time to start this. Sorry about this, folks. I am still working on this. This is kind of my side hustle right now. While I am trying to get to where I can do this on a much more regular basis. I will be at the Arkansas Capitol tomorrow. Thursday at 10, I'll try to broadcast the rally, and then I'll try to find out when that other bill is being debated, and I'll try to do a live stream and update and maybe some interviews at that event. Probably the biggest thing I would like the Arkansas legislature to focus on is the appropriations bills. These are the bills that show where the actual money goes, and some of them are being debated in what's known as Joint Budget Committee. And I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. Let me turn on the display capture so you can see. Okay, so that's an example of the bill that's an appropriation. If you go to bills and you go to if it'll quit hopping away from me, advanced search, 94th General Assembly, and you type in, I just type in funding. And what you'll get is a whole bunch of bills, and some of it, funding for county coroners to be trained. Here's the Public Service Commission appropriation. Now, I don't know if this organization is doing good, or if there's some waste or fraud and abuse in this organization, but if there is, the best way to deal with it is to cut the funding. There's the Department of Transformation, Department of Health. Department of Health needs to have some of their funding cut, because this is the department. This is Health Services Permit Agency, but the people in the Department of Health ruined people's lives during the Fauci flu, or as some may call it, this supposed COVID outbreak. They were shutting down mom and pop stores while big companies like Tyson Foods and Walmart were allowed, Sam's Club, which is the same as Walmart, were allowed to remain open. And a lot of mom and pop stores went out of business because of this. Here are these crappy ads. Here's how you try to hide these crappy ads, but they'll come back. That's one, but that one's about a university, so I'll leave it alone. Oops, sorry. I'll get on the Podbean. The issue with Podbean is I can raise or lower my messages, but if I do it for too long, the broadcast on Podbean will go out. So I'm using my laptop to do a broadcast regarding that I can show people a little bit what I'm talking about, and then Podbean I'm using my phone. And I have microphones for both events, and then I have a camcorder, so this recording I'll upload onto YouTube. I'm trying to get where I can upload it onto Just the Right Angle and Rumble but I have had some problems with that in the past, so I'll oftentimes upload to Keep Arkansas Legal. Anyway, that's the kind of fight that's going on tomorrow. The LGBT community, XYZ, perverted, mentally disturbed community, as they call themselves, will likely be at the Capitol tomorrow. If this is something that concerns you, try to be at the state capitol. If you can't be there for the bill itself, try to be there before and get there and support this legislation, SB 43. It's a good step in the right direction regarding the fight to protect kids from the perverted community, so-called community. But the best thing we can do is, again, go after the appropriations. I mentioned the Department of Health. There's the Department of Education, the library system. The library system has been caught red-handed perverting children, putting inappropriate books in child sections or in the library in general, hosting a lot of these drag queen story hours. If you want to punish the library system, one way to do it is to push for a decrease in the millage tax in your local community. That's how a lot of the libraries are funded. Jonesboro did that. Actually, Jonesboro and the county they're in, Craighead County, both did that. And they took money away from the corrupt leftist and out-of-date and perverted library system. But you can do that as well. You can cut the library system, cut their funding, and make sure they get punished for their actions. Another thing you can do is, again, talk to your legislature and tell them they don't need to be any state funding, and this is the state funding right here. You can even see the bill. Let's just see how much the library system is going to get. Regular salaries. These are the salaries for the libraries. You have the state library director, the deputy director, the coordinator, the librarian, the library manager. These all look like multiple positions. There's 9 state library managers. Director, deputy director, division manager, and manager. These are 12 positions, at no offense, and then you have these 5 coordinator. These all look like the same thing. Administrative specialists. Maybe they're not. Maybe they can tell us all what it is that they all do. So there's 49 employees in the state library system. Let's see what their salaries. Regular salaries, extra help, personal services, matching, maintenance, and general operation. That's $3 million. $3,700,000. The Arkansas State Library System for the Department of Education. And here's some more salaries. $3,200,000. Federal operations. And to be paid until June 30th, 2024. Aid to public libraries, $10 million. Okay, look, well, fiscal year Grants administration, $370,000. So this is the kind of money that's being appropriations that's being thrown around, and that's just one department. $3 million. I don't think $3 million should be going to the library system. I think that's too much. I don't know what the aid to public libraries, $10 million. That just petty cash. From the state per library public full fund account to provide aid to public library per age. And it just says $10 million, and it doesn't look like there's any, even like for salaries, what's that for? Just slush fund for anything. And they're probably going to use that to help fund their more tax increases. By the way, these libraries like to fund these special election tax increases where they increase the millage, and that's so they can continue. You have to subsidize them while they dumb down and pervert children. I don't need this. Hide this. Not. I'll hide this ad, but this ad below it is actually good. This is USCCA. This is gun insurance. If you have to use a weapon in defense of yourself, you have to watch out because these leftists in the court system will try to sue to bankrupt you. And because our state legislature won't go after the courts in terms of their financing, you still have to worry about what we call Soros prosecutor going after you. But right now the funding for the court, the funding for everything, including the court system, is being debated. The appropriation bills will be discussed in joint budget committee. Here's the committee here. Uh-oh, I think I might have lost service. And so that's the kind of thing you want to pay attention to see what's going on. Go in here, type in whatever word you think is relevant. And hopefully it won't. Let's see if it's going to say service unavailable again. Okay. Let's type in court and see what we get. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to click 94th General Assembly. So there you go, if you get a problem. Now let's try it again. No, you don't have to accept cookies. So there's a bill regarding the courts, regarding sex offenders, spendthrift trusts, to repeal the Arkansas Legal Insurance Act, to amend the powers of the county quorum courts. Court of Appeals appropriation. I don't know if the Court of Appeals has done a bunch of leftist rulings, cut their funding. I could have sworn I typed in court, but I don't know why. Volunteer Fire Department. Obsolete MACRE requirements, Department of Human Services, child support. If a homicide, if you get drunk while driving or boating, you kill someone and they're the breadwinner of the family, there's the person should have to pay for child support. An act for Department of Corrections. Prohibit gifts from lobbyists to cabinet level department secretaries. Oh yes, absolutely. A lot of these departments are run by leftists, and they often get bribed by different organizations. Religious Freedom Day, that looks nice. But anyway, that's a way to research what's going on politically. Lots that's going to be happening tomorrow. I'm going to try to be there to film and live stream what goes on. I'll likely be just using my phone and then I'll try to do a Podbean broadcast later on because I'm kind of stuck. I have two devices, can only use one. Talk a little bit about some cultural issues. The New World Order is currently meeting over in Davos. These people are focused on mainly what they call climate change and population reduction. What they want to do is live in luxury while we the people have to suffer. There's a really bad looking Martin Luther King monument that was shown. Here, let's try to show it here. It's there because what they did is they tried to recreate this embrace here, but as you can see, it ends up looking like a giant turd or something else. And of course now it's been memed to pieces because it's so stupid. Even the family, some of the family members that support it, but a lot of them are just like, this is really ugly. And with good reason. It just, it's really crappy. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention politically. Thursday, tomorrow at 6 p.m., after all the festivities going on at the Arkansas State Capitol, the Pulaski County Republican Committee is meeting at the Republican Party headquarters at 6th and Cross. And there's several other counties that are having meetings. You can go to the Arkansas Republican Party page to